Because we're all foodies here.
Sure.
In terms of these training responses in regards to the types of food or nutrition.
So no, we haven't. I mean, we have not looked at how what dogs eat affects their cognition in any systematic way. I mean, of course, at Cognition, where we have data on thousands of people, we have what people fed their dogs, but we haven't done any of those analyses yet. On breeds, I did present breed data, and I just, across the different tests, ranked the different breeds. And that's because I think that's what people really like, and it resonates with people. But if we do what's called a factor analysis, and we actually try to look at, does breed predict performance? Is breed the variable about a dog that tells you what it's going to do when it plays our games? Effectively, the answer is absolutely not. It almost tells you nothing. As an example of this, our military dogs and our assistance dogs that we worked with, the Marine Corps dogs and the CCI dogs, they're all Labrador Retrievers. But they have cognitive profiles that are as different as some species I've studied. But they're all the same breed. If I showed you pictures of them, you wouldn't know which one was the one that tries to fight to get the treat out and the one that asks you for help. Your breed isn't going to help you with that. You're going to have to actually measure what the dog does. I think breed, in some cases, in some certain breeds, it can tell you something about their temperament. But I think the other notion that people have is these are fixed traits. And I'm sorry to take so long on this question, but it's just a great question. I think a lot of people think these are fixed traits. And the truth is that you can select a population of dogs extraordinarily rapidly based on their reaction to humans and totally alter how they solve problems. And they could look identical to one another and not change their morphology as a result of that selection, potentially. So in terms of humans and cultural differences, that's a very big question. That could be another lecture that I won't give now. But the answer is yes. Cross-culturally, for instance, at 9 to 12 months, kids universally begin using human gestures. And tracking development across different measures like these, you can get a cognitive profile for a child. Now, does that then map onto any grouping that you normally would consider, where we normally divide ourselves up? Not really. There's tremendous individual variability, but it doesn't map onto the normal way we think of human group. Question, and that's the whole hope for the puppy kindergarten at Duke, is that we will be able to give different dogs very systematic differences in experience, and how big of an effect does it have? I think it's going to depend on the cognitive measure we're talking about. So it's interesting you bring up eye contact. That is one where I would imagine there's some plasticity. It ends up that in our cross-sectional sample, it seems that dogs really aren't maxing out on their eye contact they're making until they're about 2. So that's a long window of development. But if you look at gestural communication, dogs at 6 weeks are performing the same way they're going to perform when they're 7 or 8 or 9. And there's almost no development. It just boom, as soon as they have sort of adult vision, they understand our gestures. It's incredible. It's this explosive, early emerging social skill.